In this video, I'm going to show another way to graph a line. It's kind of a cool little trick that we did not learn in class. In the previous video, I showed how to sort of guess and check getting a line that passes and hits some part of your picture using slope-intercept form and slowly getting the slope and y-intercept you want. I also showed how to use a slider. Another option is if you know a point, for example, this red point that I plotted, which you don't necessarily need to plot, but this red point is on and part of the lines that will form the X. So once I found a point, so there is a little bit of trial and error involved there, but I could see from my picture that it was right 2.5 and down about maybe 2 3/4. I'm going to build a fraction, my slope fraction, which is y minus my y value, y2 minus y1. And since it's double negatives, I'll make it a positive over x2 minus x1, or x minus my x value. And this isn't doing anything yet because this, like it says, it doesn't know what to do with this as far as graphing. And I know that this is going to be equal to my m. Again, this isn't really doing anything yet. And then next what we're going to do, I'm going to put some parentheses around this, is I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by the denominator. So I'm actually going to cut and paste this over here. And I'm going to then cut and paste this out of the fraction mode. And the next thing I'm going to do, so that this looks just a little bit organized, is I'm going to move this over to the right. Alright, so now all I need to do is I can add this slider, or I can start to just test some values. So let's say I want to graph the part that goes through the negative portion of x. So I'm going to just start with -1. Whoa, I lucked out. And there's my line. And then I can restrict it. So a quicker way now to do this would be, if I do the other part, I know that it's going to be y plus 2.65 equals, I'm going to just guess that it's 1, and then x minus 2.56. Cool. And then I'll restrict those. And we'll maybe try to find let's try this a over here using this trick a little bit quicker this time. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to delete this point from the other one. I don't really need that. And I'm going to graph a new point that will be part of this left half of the A. So right about 4 and down about -1.25. Okay, then once I have it, it doesn't have to be on a corner, it just needs to be on the line that contains this. Then I'm going to build this equation, which is called point slope form, which is y, and it will be the opposite of the y value. You can put parentheses around that, although it's not needed, equals my m value times x minus the x value. And then I'm going to, you could try the slider option this time and try to figure out where it goes. 2.4. We'll get rid of that slider. And we'll get rid of this point. And now I have 3 lines. And these are not valid forms, so I will need to do a little work to kind of move these around. Or if I'm beyond the 40 required equations, then I can just keep them in this form. Again, this might be a way to maybe graph some lines a bit quicker if they're way outside of the realm of where the x or y axis are. And in the other videos I did show how to restrict these.